All right, so every day, whether we realize it or not, we make decisions, choices that usually don't often matter, such as what we're going to wear that day, or what fast food we're going to eat that day, or Coke or Dr. Pepper. Or in my case, last night, should I go to sleep at 10 p.m. or 3 a.m.? I chose 3 a.m. It's choices like these that we make on a daily basis that they don't amount to much. They're just small choices. But that's not always the case. Sometimes there's a problem in our life that we can't handle alone. We need advice. So let me turn the page. These problems could, it's personal. They could range anywhere from broken family struggles to financial struggles or problems with your faith. And oftentimes we think we can handle these by ourselves when it might not always be the wisest choice, when we have an entire church family that can advise us. About 4 or 5 years ago, we had a broken vacuum in my house, and my mom said we need to get it fixed. So she said, wait till your dad comes home and you guys can work on it. I said, Mom, I got this. It's a vacuum. I know how it works. Trash goes one end into the tube. She said, it's not that simple. I said, Mom, whatever. So she goes into the room. I start getting to work on that vacuum. I know what I'm doing, or so I think I do. So my dad he comes home 4 or 5 hours later, covered in dust and dirt. He's like, what are you doing? I say, I'm fixing the vacuum. I think we had to throw that vacuum out. I'm going to read Proverbs 12:15 real quick. The way of a fool seems right to him, but a wise man listens to advice. I'm going to run to Exodus chapter 18 now. This chapter contains Moses' father, Jethro. He is the priest of Midian and Moses' father-in-law. He's heard of everything that God's done for Moses and the Israelites and how they were brought out of Egypt. So he comes down, and he sees how Moses is this sole judge. He's the one judge of this little camp that he's at. And he's wondering why Moses has all this responsibility. So in verse 14 he says, when his father-in-law saw all that Moses was doing for the people, he said, what is this you are doing for the people? Why do you alone sit as judge while all these people stand around you morning till evening? So why are you doing this alone, Moses? You have all these men and women who can, people who can guide you and help you out. You don't have to bear this burden alone of being the sole judge. Moses, I think he's got this. He's got this. 15:16 he says, Moses answered him, because the people come to me to seek God's will. Whenever they have a dispute, it is brought to me, and I decide between the parties and inform them of God's decrees and laws. So yeah, he thinks he can handle being this one judge of all this responsibility on his back, of everybody's problems coming to him, and he guides them. He thinks he can handle it. But his dad, he thinks that we should have help, not have to do it alone. 17:18. Moses' father-in-law replied, what you are doing is not good. You and these people who come to you will only wear yourselves out. The work is too heavy for you. You cannot handle it alone. You cannot handle it alone. We don't need to handle it alone either. That's the wrong page. He says, you've got all these men. Yeah, you don't need to do this alone. Wrong page. 19 and 20. Listen now to me, and I will give you some advice, and may God be with you. You must be the people's representative before God and bring their disputes to him. Yeah. Now I'm going to skip to 24 and 25. Moses listened to his father-in-law and did everything he said. He chose capable men from all Israel and made them leaders of the people, officials over thousands, hundreds, fifties, and tens. So Jethro advised Moses. Moses listened, and now he's got all these people helping him out, so he doesn't have to judge alone and be this sole ruler and be responsible for everybody's problems. He's got a group of people who can help him out. So as I say, as humans, it's natural not to think we can do it alone and not want to ask for help, to share our flaws with other people and hope that they can guide us. It can be uncomfortable at sometimes, but we need to know that we have a church family there that we don't need to fear asking for advice. And one of the best ways to ask for advice is to take it to God. Take time to reflect and pray daily on any problem you may be facing. That is one of the best ways that you can overcome your struggles. I'm going to go to James 1:5. If any of you lacks wisdom, he should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to him. God won't forsake us. He won't turn us down if we come to him for help. He won't be busy or another time. He's always there. We don't need to wait to ask God for help. And neither should the people in our church. We shouldn't be afraid to ask the people in our church. We shouldn't be told, let's do it later, or come back another time. If somebody comes to you with advice, we should help them out to the best of our abilities and not tell them another time. Thank you.